on pass. Total football.
What's your club?
Man United.
Okay, Adil, what's your club?
Chelsea.
Okay.
Sorry, what?
Chelsea.
What? Did you say something?
So you wave your hand.
I heard racists.
Okay.
Sorry.
You the Ronaldo fanboy. Shamhan, what's your club?
Fuck you,
Man United.
Cardi, what's your club?
Newton Heath.
Newton.
Oh, okay.
That 4-0 loss was so bad.
What is your club?
I said it's Newton Heath.
Why is she not cooperating?
Bro, it's not the name of the club anymore. That was like
Yeah,
2 centuries
Cardi,
ago.
the whole reason we have you on this podcast is for equality, okay?
Yeah, I know. I figured you'd say something like that, GB.
He hasn't made any impact in the last year and a half, is what you're saying.
Yeah, bro. Such a sad life.
He has to take it out
Been on the
somewhere.
bench.
So at one time he was on level with Hazard.
He was, right?
Bro,
Yeah.
he was so
Yeah,
good.
bro, I chose
He was
him over
at
Hazard.
one point,
Not over skill, but
him
like
and
over.
Ozil were like playing really good together at one point, right?
Yeah,
Remember, I think
no.
it was 16, I think, when like Ozil got like 16 assists in the first half of the season.
Yeah.
Sanchez was like on fire that season, man.
He got
I don't know what
like,
happened. He went to Man U and he was out of nowhere. It's just like nothing now.
No,
whatever.
Yeah.
I genuinely don't think that
It's the pressure, bro. It's the pressure of playing for Man U. That's why.
Manu.
Sure, bro.
It's the pressure.
What
That's
pressure?
why he just went poof.
He was given the number 7, bro. That's what happened, you know.
Exactly.
Because,
Number
you know,
7.
Ronaldo.
I don't know.
He
didn't
left
look-
Arsenal, which is like, even though no matter how bad Arsenal gets, they're like an attacking team, right? They focus on like an attacking side of football. He left
Yeah.
that to United, okay? United is shit. Okay, at the
United
moment-
is fucking shit, right? Yeah,
Was
exactly.
shit. At that time, was shit.
at the
It's was.
at the
Okay.
time- Okay. Shamhan.
What? Okay.
At the time,
Okay.
they were shit. Now also they're shit, but we won't talk about that. At the time they were shit.
I mean,
Before that
yeah,
was they were
I
shit.
agree. Like at that time, the team that was shit. I mean, we didn't have any impact players. I think the only player that had was Pogba, right? But even he had this.
Where did
off-field,
Pogba? Where was
You know,
Pogba's impact?
You know what he did?
No, I did think that Pogba is a
Miru,
great
Miru,
player,
are
but he
you
doesn't
listening?
have any good players around him to play well, you know. Like, if he was at a
Yeah.
better club, like maybe like at Juventus, he was really good, right? So maybe he
I
was
think-
at, Barca or Real or
Bro,
Bayern or whatever,
no.
he'll be like a really good player.
Exactly. He
Yeah,
needs.
but
He
yeah.
plays on the 3 midfield, right? He needs 2 other complementary midfielders. Like he had Pirlo and he had Marquisio,
Yeah,
right?
he had Pirlo and Marquisio and
It's like
Vidal
this
and
guy.
all that at Juventus.
Pogba
So he
needs
needs
2
someone like
midfielders, like one that will like kind of let him go forward and one that will like let him. So even though he's like physical and stuff, for a really physical player, he's more creative than he is defensive.
Yeah.
No, he's not defensive at all. If you look at his work
Pogba's
rate
not a-
compared to
yeah,
other
exactly.
midfielders, it's very bad.
He's like a creative, more attacking player, which is weird considering he's like physique. And
He's like a hybrid, you know, like
He's like a Yaya Toure.
midfielder.
Yeah,
Yaya
but
Toure.
Yaya Toure
He's a bit
was
like
like,
Toure.
no, but
He was.
let's be honest.
He looked super lazy, bro, when he was playing. Have you seen him play? Right, like
Yeah, but-
lethargically walking, but then
Yeah,
boom, when he
that's
gets the
just his
ball,
pace, bro. His pace. He
That's,
has a
that's just how he plays.
So even Pogba,
Yeah,
I haven't
like-
seen him fully run. Like he's just there.
But like,
Yeah, he seems
to
very-
be honest,
Yesterday I was watching this video about like Pogba versus Real Madrid when in 13-14 when we got Juventus in the group stages.
Yeah.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
that game, and Juventus side Pogba was running the game. It was really fucking good.
Yeah, because like,
Same player since he went to Man U, but for France, like, you can see that he's still the same player. Like it's about like
Yeah.
players he has around. Not about that he's not a bad
no,
player.
he-
And if he has
even
players around
when,
him, he can play.
no, he's
Yeah.
not a bad player, but he's not as good as United fans rate him to be. Like the United fans.
no, okay. So if
He's
you
not
look
that
at the
good.
midfielders that we have right now in the world, top tier midfielders, right? Okay, what do you look for in a midfielder?
Not Pogba.
Huh? Tell me. Tell
Uh,
me.
I give it.
I mean,
Yeah, I give. For me,
but
Pogba is very bad.
I mean, you can't have everything in one player, but
Bro,
I mean,
if
no, if
you
you're
look-
good at something, really good at something, you can excel, right? But at the same time, you need your complementary piece as well.
I mean, yeah, for like maybe De Bruyne and Fernandinho.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
not De Bruyne.
It's because no, De
No.
Bruyne plays it. It's a different. It's again like it's mostly due to the team you play in, like the style you play in the team.
Yeah.
United have played like so many different styles under Mourinho, and then like now
Yeah,
Oli has been Oli has
But-
come in and now he started experimenting, and sometimes it works. He started to like get Martial and Rashford in, and now they're like starting to improve a lot.
Rashford,
There's like
Rashford is
yeah.
being wasted. I think
Yeah, but now he's finally like getting there.
Yeah,
he's
no.
bulked up so much more. He's gone through that,
I
you know,
think that,
the scrawny
Rashford
Ronaldo
is
to
underrated.
like big Ronaldo. He's gone through
and I
that
think
phase.
Pogba is overrated. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm not saying he's not
No,
good.
it's just that
I'm
people.
not saying he's not good, huh?
James
You gotta
is like
let-
Game Souness.
But I'm saying I'm saying
James-
I'm having a bad day because of Pogba.
he's
oh
not-
my
he's
God.
He's not top 3.
It's
He's
raining
not top
today because
five,
it's
okay?
Pogba.
He's not top 3. He's not top 5.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't
Whatever
really
he's top
expect
10.
you to.
Okay?
I wouldn't really expect you to like rate him that much because
Yeah,
honestly,
no, that's
most
okay.
people
I'm not
haven't
gonna
even
say
seen
he's
him play
top
that
10.
much.
Yeah, actually, he's been missing for quite a while.
Okay?
Yeah,
So
like
he's
this
missing
whole
his,
season, where has he been? Yeah.
He was almost going to come back, and then he injured his foot again. So he had to
Yeah,
operation after.
yeah. So like it's a very like hard topic to.
And the
But-
other thing is, since he left Juventus, he never really passed that level. He never really matched that level even. So he never really got better as a player. He's
Yeah.
like at that. He's still that same player, but he's underperforming.
No,
Yeah.
one thing that I've noticed is he's very inconsistent because I've been watching Manu for, is him playing, right? There are games where he bosses the whole play, but there are certain games where he's non-existent. And he's
Yeah.
like one game he plays well and he thinks the next game, okay, fine, since I played well last game, it's like that.
When you look at his
He-
physical characteristics, a player that big, strong, and he's not slow either. He's decent pace, okay? He has
Yeah.
decent pace. With that character, you can't be non-existent, especially if you play midfield. You can't get
Yeah,
isolated
that's
in
true.
midfield. At least on the attack, if you're isolated, in defense, you should be doing something. You should be at least tracking back every game. See Kante, dude. Kante, he's literally like 5'6", okay, and he has crazy stamina. But if he didn't make a single pass in a game, if he didn't make a single pass, a single cross, not even one attacking like contribution, you'll still notice him. He very rarely goes like missing in a game.
Yeah,
Because
exactly. No,
he makes an impact. I think if you're in midfield, you need to make an impact, like
Yeah.
every game. And
Yeah,
if you
into
have
the-
physical characteristics, then you have no excuse.
It's just that like
Pogba's physicality, especially, I feel like he should be making more effort, like in a defensive sense. You know, I mean, he's a tall guy, he's a big guy. He should be able to like do
no,
something.
bro. Like, if you look at from an athlete's point of view, right? He's a damn good athlete at 6'4",
Yeah, he's a-
you know, too strong, who can run fast, very agile, right? I mean, if he can put all of those things together and be consistent, then yeah, he can be a top 5 midfielder, top 3 midfielder in the world. But that's why he lacks that consistency. Yeah.
Okay,
he
let's
has-
say
he has
next
a
season.
bad attitude.
Next season,
it's
there's
also like
Fernandes. What would
Yeah.
Manu's ideal formation be if Pogba is, let's say, were to boss the midfield?
I would. Okay, so we've been playing. I think it should be 4-3-3.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
4-3-3.
Dude,
One attacking. So ideally, Bruno Fernandes would be attacking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pogba and a holding midfielder who will stay back. For example, we have Matic, but he's
So
You know, he is not
McTominay
an
or
it'll probably Fernandes, Pogba here, and then Fred
Yeah.
or McTominay. It's
And
because
because
like
if either Fred, McTominay, or McTominay, I think he's still young to start regularly.
Still learning.
He can-
but I think he can still play as a DM because like this season
Yeah, he can.
there's been so many instances where he's been phenomenal as a DM, especially like
like
against
he's more of a
matches
like,
against City and
if you guys have watched, Sergio Busquets in 2009, right? 9-10 season when they won the Champions League against Man U, like where he played this
yeah.
game. It's an intangible thing that he had.
He's
You know?
he's very technical. Like he's got that
Yeah.
very good technique for you don't really expect it, but like
Exactly.
if you watch him play sometimes, like his low balls and stuff, like his distribution is very nice. And I think like
So-
Mourinho wasted him quite a lot. Like he played him in centre back sometimes, and like he just let him out and like told him to do something. But I think
Bro,
like
Mourinho did
the
so
good
many players, bro.
I think we
Not
can
only
have
him.
a session just on Mourinho.
Oh God, I'm telling you.
the good thing about this season is that like I think Oli knows what the expectations are, or like he has very low expectations, and he's just trying to like figure out what's going on. And I think he's doing a good
I
job. Like
think in
he's
a sense, for the past few weeks, right before the season ended, we kind of found an identity, you know, where we want to head. For example, we had Bruno Fernandes, right? That flair, that like if we had watched Man United before we had this long slump, that fire, like every game you would give it your all, you know. You had that sense of even when we were losing, we knew that there was something at the end. But for the past 2013 onward, it's been absolute shit. But in the past, before the season, we kind of saw that fire in players. They say it was single-handedly because of Bruno Fernandes. You know, his attitude towards the game.
Yeah, no, I think like it was sort of like an induction effect. You know, when like a new player comes in and like he instantly
exactly.
like gets on with it. Like other players obviously like start to complement that and they start
I mean,
playing at their very best level as well, right? Because they see it there
So,
and then they're motivated to do that as well. So
that, I think we are going in the right direction.
And like it's a younger team now who are like they have no like recollection of like how what the glory days are like or whatever. So they know what they can do, and they can. I think
they
Oli
know
right
how good
now
the club
has.
was when they were
Of course. They know what they know what to.
They haven't played in that era to get comfortable. It's like they want to replicate that success. So even like Greenwood and all.
Yeah. It's a sort of like you know what you're playing for the club now.
Yeah.
You're young. When you're like either if you come through the academy or like if they've trusted you and they've brought you in from a small team like Daniel James or like Aaron Wan-Bissaka, like they've placed that trust in you. Even Maguire for some reason, like because he stepped up as well as like captain.
Bro, I think the epitome of what Man United is should be looked into this bugger, Brandon Williams. Have you seen him play?
Exactly. Yeah. Of course.
Exactly. You know that's what we are looking for, right? I mean, I think he's 5'6" or 7, and he plays like every time he goes out onto the field, he plays like it's his last game. You know, he's very young, but so those kind of things you should look for in a player. So I think in terms of that, what we've seen the past few months, because it's been going in the right direction. Let's see. Hopefully next season, you know, if this season will continue.
No, I definitely think Oli has like gotten them playing at their best level. Like this crop of players.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, like tactically as a manager, he's probably not the best. So like maybe eventually you can like
he just throws the dice, bro. Like few games that we won. Yeah. It's pure luck. I mean, it's not like he's a tactical master. You know?
So like once you get the players playing at their very best, I think eventually after a season or two you can
next season, do you think Man U will add any new players?
They should.
They should, but it's going to be pretty difficult afterwards. What's going to happen? I mean, we have the money. Honestly, we do. But going out and buying Sancho for £100 million, it's not realistic right now. It's not going to be something which they do. But honestly, we need recruitment.
But you all really need a winger.
If
a right winger would be ideal.
Yeah, I don't think Daniel James is a long-term successor to what we had, let's say Valencia or Giggs or whatever. I think we need someone more assertive. He's good. He's good on the counter. He's not good when teams play back. He doesn't have that tricks and skills to go past players.
He has a lot to learn, basically.
Yeah.
He has to adapt.
So right midfield wise, yes, we need a right winger. We are looking at.
You don't really need a right winger. Like y'all are saying playing Martial on the left, Rashford down the middle, and right winger, yeah.
I think Martial should play up front, Rashford on the left wing.
No, can't you all do
Rashford
this?
left. Sorry?
Can't you all, I was thinking, Rashford has like taste to burn. He has crazy, like a really good work ethic, okay?
Yeah.
So he's going to get a bit wasted on the wing
No,
channel. He
the
won't
problem
go as
is
much.
so attacking
He
back,
won't-
right? So Martial he has his games. Yeah, he's into it, and some games he's completely
Yeah,
out of it.
No,
yeah.
you know how Rooney and Ronaldo played?
Just below each
Yeah.
other.
When Ronaldo played like a kind of RS, Rooney played a LS, but it was kind
Yeah.
of like Ronaldo and Rooney behind him.
Yeah.
I think.
So that's all we played 4-4-2, right? So 4-4-2.
Hold up. I think. Hold up. Let me tell you how this thing. Like if you can put Rashford up top with Martial just behind him, okay. Now there's four midfielders, yeah. Let Bruno Fernandes be up as a really high cam. Pogba as a very high CM, okay. We get that deep CDM and another CM. So it's not going to have like a traditional shape.
Yeah.
But the midfield balance is going to be there. You all just need two players for that. The two center mids. So if you put McTominay as one, you need another. Like if you can get like a full-on CDM or full-on Kante-esque player that will just run.
Yeah.
Like you need players that will win the ball, that will get the ball, like in that position. So if you have it like that, I think that will work really well. Then like you all could adapt it to like with the to a 4-3-3 when you all need with injuries and stuff with players like Greenwood who can come in, Daniel James who can come in, and like those players can like play, like they can come in for minutes, like for Rashford.
Yeah.
Because Rashford is going to become a player who's, if he's not already the player, who needs to play like every game. Like he's not
No,
that
he has-
young.
yeah.
He's stepped it up to the point where he can play. So
But also he has to be rested, as you could see from this
that's what
season,
I'm saying. With
where
Greenwood,
exactly. Yeah.
with,
So like you need to give him like rest times and like other players minutes as well.
James,
And like balance that
he can
out
come in,
so he
he
doesn't
can
get
go out.
injured as well.
So in
Yeah,
the attacking sense, I don't think you're new players. I think it's just the defense you need to sort, like CDMs, defense along the back line.
Fred has improved he plays a CDM role, yeah, or CM role.
Yeah.
But I'm not too sure whether he can like be the number one player for that spot. You get what I mean?
No, bro. It's like same thing again with consistency. Like there are games where he plays really well. His interceptions are really good. He's quick, he's nimble, for his size. But there are games where he just gives it away very too easily. So right now, no. Like he can be a squad player.
He can be like the first choice. The problem with this is, I think, as a backup to Bruno Fernandes, you can honestly use Lingard. Like if, bro, hold up, don't laugh at me. Like if he gets his shit together and plays like he can, the problem is that dude can play decently, but he can't be like your number 10.
Sorry, I think I missed that.
No.
What the fuck? I zoned out for a second.
When I heard Lingard, I was okay. Okay, that's true. Honestly, for the past 3 seasons, he's been playing like our first choice number 10. That's absolutely bullshit.
And he can't cut it. But when he plays like as a sub, as a player who is not your predominant like this thing, like when he played, there are some games where he'll be like really good. Okay?
Yeah, I know. I've seen those games. Yes, exactly. I think,
but he can't be consistent. He doesn't have that level of skill in him. So and without kicking Lingard out and getting another player in, especially because how much he loves the club and all of that, those are all plus points. You can keep him in as a
problem is, that's also true. I mean,
are we talking about Lingard?
Yeah, Lingard.
Oh, yeah. No, what I understand what James is saying. It's because like he's had to step up to reach a level where like, because we haven't really had a sort of proper midfield for like I don't know consecutive three or four seasons, and like
Yeah.
at times he's been good because he's a decent player, I guess. He's a squad player. He's not like a starting number 10.
But he's getting paid £100,000 a week.
But at
for a
times,
squad player.
You don't talk about salary
yeah, I mean
right now.
that's the life of it. That's the life.
That's
That's the life of football, I guess. I can't really argue that.
different story.
So, I'm not gonna say,
But yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
gonna say like anything to Lingard about the fact that he earns
Like would he be a starting player if he went to like a mid-table club? Would he be like good? Yeah, probably. He'd be great for,
Definitely.
like,
Definitely he'll be a starting player.
He'll be really good.
He should play for like a mid-table club, but for Man U, I don't think it's.
Yeah, of course. So he's been good at occasions, but I don't think he's been like exceptional. People say.
But even for like James said, for him to be a rotation player, is it worth for Man U to keep paying him £100,000 a week just to be a rotation player, or get rid of him for like 10 million?
If you're
And then
talking
Probably,
about
but like,
Talking about salary, you can look at it in several ways.
Yeah.
Right? You can look at
I'm
it
sure like
the cost of, like, say what's going to be the difference between the amount you spend, okay, on a player to replace him, and that was player salary, and like the long-term years, like which will be more cost-effective. Like you might be paying him 100,000, right? But then to buy a whole year and pay him a salary for so many, it might be cheaper to keep Lingard and like
you have to.
You get what
You
I
have to
mean?
understand the fact that it's United, and when players come to United, they're obviously expecting a higher wage because like the nature of the club.
He doesn't deserve
Any
100.
big club is like that, honestly. So it's like
At this
Lucas Sanchez,
point,
like,
it might be cheaper for them to keep paying 100,000 for a couple more years, and promote their youth, which is happening on Ole, and
he
eventually
can play like
place. Okay.
like he can play
He'll
FA
retire,
Cup
he'll leave
games,
something,
like
but
the
keep him
first,
on-
yeah, he can play like FA Cup games. He can play.
he can play the League Cup, FA Cup.
Yeah, he's
Even,
like it's good to have like players who are with good
Yeah, but
technique.
do you think he would want to stay playing on like that, or he'd be better off there?
I saw
would.
this report
mean,
where he's now Mino Raiola's is his agent.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
Okay, let's take back everything we just said. Okay.
Screw that guy.
The report said whoever takes Raiola as an agent wants to leave the club and find a new
He
club.
has against the club. He has some sort of knock-up. I don't know what, but it's like I don't know.
I mean, you can keep him. You can like at this point.
No, bro.
He is playing well.
The problem is there's one like
doing well, and he's just getting a lot of hate, right? So if you switch it up to the point where the club is doing well, he's contributing to the club's doing well, like by playing the FA Cup games, by rotation, okay? And he feels like he's contributing and he's not getting hate like he is now. Like, I don't see what reason he has to leave. Like,
Yeah.
you can say game time, but like, he's going to leave to play a few seasons.
I don't think he'd leave if he
he's not gonna
was
win
getting less
anything.
game time. He's not gonna. Yeah.
I don't think he can.
I
move
think
to a
I think
club
he's. Yeah.
like really.
I think he's happy with the place he is right now.
Because he can always move and play more like in a few years. You get it? Because anywhere eventually he'll have to move. His best chance of winning trophies is there. It's not like fucking Madrid, Barcelona, City, Liverpool. Like no club is going to come for him. Like, and I don't think he's going to go to Serie A to play for Juventus or anything like that.
But, okay, from a professional point of view, right? Would you rather stay at a club which you played for? I mean, for the past few years, but right now you're not going to get any playing time. I think moving forward, him and Andres Pereira are out of the picture in terms of having regular playing time.
I think Andres
Would you
is
stay in
definitely
a club, or would you move some mid-table club where you can play well? And in all honesty, if you play well for a mid-table team, there's even a chance of getting called up for England, right? If you look at Everton, those clubs, there are players who can play for England. So
that's a good
you
point.
do that. You take
Yeah, I mean,
chance.
look at Andres Pereira. Like he was not doing that well, but he went on loan to Valencia and he was fairly decent in that Valencia team. Who was like at the time wasn't the best, and he was pretty good as a winger as well. Like,
Yeah,
and he's like a
that's
very
not bad.
versatile player as well because like he
Exactly.
can play like in centre mid and like on the wings.
Yeah, he was.
It's fine to have like those sort of players to build up the squad because you need those type of players basically. Like look at James Milner, like players like that. It's just important to have versatile players. Like as soon as like if there's an injury crisis or there's a sort of I don't know, like when you lose a lot of players at the same time, it's easy to just put them in during a game and then see the game out.
So to
Yeah.
go back to Shamhan's question, shall we all like take turns and answer that? What we do and what our reason would be for making what decision we make. Shaman, can you repeat your question?
Yeah.
So as a professional player, right? Would you want to stay in a club where you've been playing for the past few years? You had success, but right now the club's not looking into your future. Like you're not going to be in their plans. Whereas you can go to a mid-tier club where honestly they'll get more playing time. Also, as well as the chance to play for England, they have a more opportunity. Like obviously you have to play more, right? So playing for Everton or a place like that, honestly you can get a chance to play for England. Yeah. So would you want that, or would you stay in a club where honestly there's no future for you? What do you guys think?
You're in a little take turns. No,
Guru, let's start. Let's go with
Oh, you want
Man
me to
U
go
first.
Yeah. I'd probably move clubs. To be honest, if I've already played there and I've had like, it depends like if I've had a fair bit of success or not. Like if I've won the league or like if I've won silverware there. It comes down to the question like which club I go to and then which league it is as well. So like I'd probably go and
Okay, let's say
Yeah.
Watford came calling for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And which team am I in? And United.
Yeah. So your Lingard, Watford comes in for
Yeah.
you, and Man
Okay.
U wants Dokore in return. Do you think it's a fair offer?
If I'm Lingard, I'd stay. But like if I was any other player, I'd probably go. Yeah.
We'll say if you're Lingard, you're in Lingard's position. You're pretty much Lingard.
Okay.
What would you do?
But I mean, Watford's not a bad team because
I think I'd go.
Deulofeu is kind of prospering under Watford.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
And one thing you should look into is the time that he has left. For example, Lingard is 28 now. I think.
Yeah.
27. I mean,
He's
still has
He's not
time.
going to get any. He's not going to get any more better offers.
Yeah,
when he's 30.
exactly.
He's not gonna. So that's the main point. For example, you see players going to MLS and all those things. People who are late in their career, right? So past 28 years old, footballing fine declines unless you're Ronaldo or Messi or someone who's in tip-top shape. So for any player, 28 years, you're not gonna look to go to any better club. So it depends on where you are, your career as well. The age important as well.
I'm gonna go next. I'm gonna be like, I would stay at the club, but I would definitely request a loan. Like I'd get a loan to a stable club, so I do get to play. I do get playing time, so I can. Like Shaman, your point about England, it's valid, but the thing is, there's a lot of issues with that. You got to realize that he is 28, and England's team is a young team. They're trying to like.
Yeah. Right now, it's a transition period.
You have players like Mason Mount. Who's the guy
Madison,
from
Grealish.
Madison, you got Grealish.
Grealish,
who can't buy a place in the team right now. Yeah.
And no, so I'm talking about Cam. I'm talking about Cams.
Yeah.
So like just in that position, think about it, there is like a lot of competition. So you kind of feel like, I would definitely not leave. I would definitely not leave the club. Okay, I would go out on loans to get playing time and see if I can actually maybe get.
Or would you be remembered as a okay player at the tail end of your Man United career? You were mediocre, or would you be remembered as someone who had good times in Man U, went to another club, had some success?
No,
I feel like Lingard has a lot of hate just because of his Instagram antics.
The thing is, I don't know if another club will will want that from Lingard because the entire Premier League talks shit. So if he doesn't go to Premier League, he has to go to a different club. Yeah. So
Yeah,
if I was him, I would go out on loan.
Yeah.
If I knew that I'm not going to get go out on
The
loan,
thing-
try to have like a breakthrough season that will help me play more. My last few seasons more in United. Or what I do is go out on loan consistently. You know, like till I have the best chance of playing, or till like I no longer have good mid-table clubs coming for me. Then like I'll spend a season or two more in United to help with like experience to play to have some like a few memories. Okay, and then I'd move to like a either retire United or move to like a retirement league. Because the way I think, if I was a professional footballer, I wouldn't want to stop playing. So I'd keep playing, but like I'd have that for the final years in United, where actually I'm at an age where I can't play. You get it? I need to be at that age where I can't play regularly in the Premier League. If I'm in an age where I can play regularly in the Premier League, I'll go out on loan to a club where I can play and get my football. But I'll always stay with the club so that it's like if you get sold from United, you can't get bought back by United. But if you get loaned out, you can always come back. If something changes, if Bruno leaves, if I play amazing, they want me back. It's like I always have that route back in.
Can I interrupt?
Yeah.
Kadi, are you wearing makeup?
Yeah, I get.
Yeah, I did. I put it on before I started my assignment because I was really bored.
Adil, you want to know what I did? Okay.
Yeah.
You were like, bro, let Zoom call is starting. I was like, shit, I need to pay. I went, washed my face for the first time today, brushed my teeth because I knew I'd be talking, and put a t-shirt on. That's it.
Okay,
That is
So proud, so proud.
I do it to distract myself. My sister and I have like this tendency to procrastinate by putting on makeup and ignoring our problems.
So, girl, I just want to point out that Khadija put on makeup, okay, to keep her face like this.
Okay, I didn't put makeup on this one. I told you I put it on to procrastinate from my problem.
Are you gonna take that? You shouldn't take that, honestly.
Shaman, why don't you repeat the question to Kadi?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we were talking about Lingard, right? How he's been, sidelined for the past few months or so. So do you think that as a player, would you want to stay at Man United and be remembered as a mediocre player who had a decline at the end of your career, or would you want to move to another club, a mid-tier club like Everton, to restart your career?
Oh, Arsenal.
We're talking in the lens of her player, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So you take into consideration the age and whether how much impact he has had at the former club like Man United. So taking all that into consideration, do you think he should stay back or he should go somewhere else?
I don't know. I think part of the problem is how much he gets paid. Like if he
if you were Lingard,
No, I know. So like in order, I'm Lingard, okay? So I have like a quite sizable like salary coming in every week, wages, whatever you want to call it. And the fans don't think I'm earning my wages. They think I'm like, I'm just riding off of like Rashford's coattails, and just because I've been at the academy since I was a kid, like I'm just here, like I'm just collecting a weekly wage and just being on social media and doing nothing. So if I really wanted to like stay at the club, like which I did do because it's like my boyhood club and all, and prove it, because like there have been moments where Lingard has like come through and scored in like big moments and like actually done what he's supposed to. I'd like take a pay cut. I'd like but I'd initiate a pay cut myself, try to prove myself to the fans and stuff like that, and say, okay, I'm not messing around. No, I'm serious. Like if you're a boyhood player and you want to like.
Do you really expect people to take pay cuts at this time? I mean, honestly,
Exactly? Okay, this is me going to my anti-capitalist route. How much do you think a player needs to survive on every week?
Okay.
Really? How much?
That's all. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean,
like, oh no, I don't have £135,000 a week anymore. I am basically homeless. Oh no.
She earns in dollars, not pounds.
£135 is even more than dollars.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know. So you'll probably
like
have more.
double the amount.
So
So,
like
anyways, they're
I
moving on.
earn like I earn 90,000 pounds a week.
Yeah.
My world is over.
Please
I
be
can't
quiet.
like buy a car.
Karija, we will keep you from this podcast.
Guys, just saying there are three
This is-
Man U
this
fans
is
on this
usually-
podcast right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
That's what I was
is a very biased topic.
No,
And you
I'm being serious.
But
Like,
yeah. So like the details are that it's a 380 million takeover, right?
So we
Or
just pocket
roughly
money
around
for that guy.
amount. Yeah.
I thought it was
so,
more than that.
oh.
He's just 20 million short of buying Pogba.
Why do you think Madrid haven't bought him yet?
His value is 80 million without his debt. But then his social media goes on.
wow,
Yeah.
Miumi, you're actually wearing the shirt. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Are we going to bully Khadija over her accent?
Okay, this is just how I talk
If
now.
you're,
This
if you're
is just
bullying
what-
Cardi over her accent, we have to bully Duran as well.
I've always talked like this.
No, you
Can't do
haven't.
anything about this. No. It's gonna. The thing is, like, it's gonna be like a 380 million takeover. I'm talking about dollars. So roughly about how much is that? 300 pounds. 300 million pounds. Not bad.
Yeah,
I guess.
somewhere
Yeah.
around
Yeah. So I think don't quote me on that. Okay, I'm not like an economist like Cuddy.
If you could buy one player for
Yeah. The thing is, like, the main problem right now is that, like 10 years ago, like a decade or two ago, when City were like pumping in cash and they could buy players, like revamp the whole squad, because of FFP regulations, which is like financial fair play regulations, teams can't do that anymore. So to actually like revamp a whole squad and buy these like really expensive players, you have to increase the revenue first. So to do that, you need to actually like make your club better. And like, yeah,
I think
it's just like, well, Mike actually, out with all the negative things that's been happening, he has actually like increased the revenue over the past few years. It's like he's had a stable revenue over there. There's like I think like a 200 million revenue at the club right now.
How sure are you of that?
I'm just quoting the values on like.
Okay, because that seems a bit sketch because he owns Sports
Yeah.
Direct.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
because of that. Yeah, because of Sports Direct. Like, he's advertised Sports Direct all over the city of Newcastle, and like he's made sure like they're getting a revenue because of Sports Direct. So in terms of that, it's there. But he's also like a really shit owner, and like he's made sure like he's always had his way and stuff. So to increase the revenue of the club, I think he's had to play better football. To play better football, you have to get a footballing director. You have to get a manager who plays their style. And then
I think
the team according to that.
They can spend and invest in the club, but not on players so much. Like they can spend on a manager, they can spend on like the infrastructure of the club and make it better, like getting a proper system. Maybe even the academy out of that. But for players, they might need to wait to like properly buy some players. But the other hand is they might just fucking go and buy Mbappe or something like that, and just get banned from Europe for like 2 seasons or something. They
So
are
are
fine,
you-
and I would be like,
But do you think Mbappe will say yes?
Okay,
No,
Jimmy.
no.
So are you like advocating something like when Poch first came to like Tottenham, like not buying and trying to like develop what you already have, or like a Southampton-esque model? Are you like advocating something like that?
I'm saying if they really want to make the Newcastle thing work, they should probably do something similar to what Southampton did. Because the problem with Southampton was they had an amazing team, but they couldn't like retain them because they couldn't pay them enough. They couldn't have a big enough squad to have like squad rotation to do well in Europe. They couldn't add to that team. They made a good team, but they couldn't make it a great team because they lacked a lot. So with Newcastle, if you make a good team, by that time you would have enough revenue in to like start paying for players, start buying players, and you can definitely pay their salary. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Keeping them for money is not
Oh.
going to be an issue. It's
So
just
so
that will be an issue.
so according to Forbes, the team value of Newcastle United is at $381 million.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it.
Which is roughly about 296 million pounds, according to May 2019, and the revenue is at $240 million, and the operating income is like $79 million, and they have a 0% debt, and they get everything else like image rights and all. So they have a decent infrastructure, but like in terms of like the footballing infrastructure, I doubt they do, because
I
like
mean,
even in clubs like United or like clubs like Arsenal right now, the footballing infrastructure with like a footballing director or like a actual staff is quite limited. So
yeah.
once they get that running, I think
So like a
They have
Wolves
good
kind of thing.
yeah, sure. But Wolves is like a different story.
No, but like as in like Wolves, their structure is really good because they've got like Mendes.
exactly.
And like
Yeah,
that.
because of Mendes, because of George Mendes. But like, yeah, sort of, yeah. Even like if you take City as an example, before they brought Pep in, they made sure they got most of the people he worked with. They made sure their academy was like up to standard, and they had a very good infrastructure in the
And
team.
now they're actually producing good players from the academy.
Exactly. Yeah. So before they got Pep in, I think they did a good job there. So
Wait, is
I
it
think
Pippin or just Pip?
Pep.
Pep.
He said brought Pep in.
Pep
Oh,
in.
okay. I kept hearing Pepe. I was like, huh,
No.
my
So
bad.
guys, just
Yeah.
to like hypothetical, like you're playing FIFA manager mode, okay? So you can buy one player, any one player for Newcastle. Forget FPL, forget all of that. Won't be an issue.
Oh, yeah.
But you need to think of it in terms of firstly how it will affect the team's performance, like the team's morale, and like that player's brand value, like Pogba, or like basically his off the pitch brand value is really high because of like his Instagram. Like he brings in an Instagram follower. As much as he gets a lot of like support as well. So look at
are we
all
talking
of
like
choose one player. Sorry.
yeah? Does it have to be realistic? Like, is it a realistic option?
No,
you can say
you can buy
Anything you
one
want.
player.
okay.
For argument's sake, we'll take off Messi and Ronaldo.
Yeah. Okay.
Because firstly, like anyways, that would be a good idea long term. But they're not going to be there that much long term. But forget Messi and Ronaldo. Any other player?
Yeah.
Who would you go for?
Straight away, you think of Kylian Mbappe, right?
That's the first name.
Yeah, I mean that's probably the first person that comes to your mind, right? It's gonna be
Young,
Kylian Mbappe. And if it's like if it's like a realistic option, that would probably be like the option that anyone would go for.
So you build your team around him, right?
Yeah, of course.
Then put the pieces together.
Okay, before we get into that, Adil,
but I think I put everyone in a spot there because I just like said.
But I mean, wait, hold on. I'm trying to. So currently, their team. Let me share my screen. Hold on.
Yeah, it's because like I think players like this will be like they can come in and improve the team straight away. A player like Mbappe, but maybe we can talk about players who may like fit the system at the moment and will still improve.
They have Almiron and Saint Maxim on the wing, and if they bring, Almiron's been decent.
Yeah.
Maxim's been decent too. If at all, I'd go for either a strike change or CM.
Like those, don't you think if you bring like a player like that, like one who has this like big like ego surrounding him and like this big aura and like presence, don't you think like that might affect other players, like like negatively in a way?
Yeah,
for sure. But like they would.
It's going to be like once everyone asks, you look at all of that. So
yeah, I don't think that putting one player would actually work. With team like Newcastle, you need like more players for that one.
Obviously.
Yeah, that's the difference.
For sake of discussion, choose one player.
Oh, there you go.
Maybe Mbappe. because he has brand name, he has time ahead of him.
Yeah.
Got it?
I don't know. I'd go for someone like up and coming like Haaland.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Haaland's not a bad. He's a very good upgrade on Joelinton
Yeah.
at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. I
I
think the problem with Newcastle more than anything is their strike or midfield. Midfield, when I say the CM.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. They're either the midfield and the strike options. Yeah. James, who would you go for?
Yeah. Who are the current strikers that are bossing it?
Haaland.
Okay.
Apart from Haaland.
I mean, are you talking about young ones or just people who are like doing really good right now?
I like Dybala a lot. I might go for Dybala.
Okay, fine.
Dybala?
I mean, he already was black and white.
Because he can play a bit of both. A cam and
but he's not an
striker.
out striker. I don't know if he's a Dybala. That's that as well. Anyways, I was for bench. I was going to be like Pogba because we can get him back in black and white and see if he was any good.
Oh my god.
Okay,
Oh my God.
you'll be like it's practical Juventus. Okay, but
Really?
Fair enough.
I'd actually
Maybe you're
go
turning it to Sooners.
There's a bit of soon, I think.
Adi, can you
The podcast started with
No, wait.
Well, I'll actually go for Jadon Sancho.
Who?
It's
Yeah.
not bad, isn't it?
Sancho.
Ah.
Yeah, I think of course.
Because
Yeah.
I think long term he'll be really good, and he's the kind of player to work hard. Attitude wise, so far he's been good, and I feel like Mbappe, his attitude is good at going. Yes.
I
But
think
he can get us off
Mbappe
this.
is already established as like in that bracket of superstar. So he's obviously going to be demanding
and
that
plus,
sort of.
Plus, if you look at it from like sheer England legend, Newcastle legend, right?
Yeah.
And you bring in Sancho, and you have potential to make him an England legend and a Newcastle legend.
What if Kane makes a move?
Doesn't Kane get injured for like most of the season towards the end? Like, is there a point in like
The problem with Harry Kane right now is that he has a very obvious decline since at least a season or two ago, because like ever since he got injured and like he kept coming back.
Ever since he didn't pass to Sterling.
Ever since he didn't pass to Sterling, he's had a very obvious decline. So I think like even Spurs are trying to like.
I mean, do you think that's a problem in general with like big forward players at Spurs? I mean, look at Bale. I mean, I know he went to Madrid and he did good and stuff like that, but it's just like I feel like when you have this, it's like something with both players. I think personally, because like even Berbatov, like he went to United, he did good, and then after that it was like for like a year or two, and then it just went like that.
Yeah, he got injured.
I think it has to do with age.
It's to do with.
Guys, Miro hasn't spoken a word. I'd like Miro to give his opinion.
What did you say?
Yeah.
He's quite opinionated on chat.
Do you think the Premier League season should continue after this?
Definitely.
No, I think it should be cancelled.
No.
Like leave Liverpool aside. Like I don't honestly at this point I don't care if they win it or not. I don't. But it's just like no, I like at this point it's just like whatever. Like like it's like such a sad way to win. To be honest, like that's just gonna be held over their heads. So it doesn't matter if they win. But the thing is, like somebody brought this up. Like it was a good point. The fact is, like part of having like a match even behind closed doors is you need to have like an ambulance and like medical teams and stuff like that on like the grounds on like in the stadium. So if you're in the middle of like a pandemic and like there's people like elderly people and like everyone's like dying around you or getting infected and things like that, and the NHS is already overburdened, are you really going to take like ambulances away from like and like medical staff away from vital?
That is a bit of a
but, and like there's like 300 to 500 people. No, I wouldn't say 500, but at least only 300 people who are going to be working on the day inside the stadium. Yeah. Because if you count like media, if you count sports teams, unless they have like actual restrictions to,
And
If,
it
unless
has
they
to
actually
include-
have like restrictions to like how many people they can bring in into the stadium at one time,
Yeah.
excluding the players, obviously.
No,
So
and also it depends on the government as well, right? Yeah, that's the most important thing, I guess. Whether would they allow it even on the closed doors?
yeah,
I think there are few restrictions, few like categories you can conduct something. So if it fits under that's what the Premier League is trying to do. They're trying to fit this in. So no matter what, even a bit of room, they're going to be like the season and finish it off. But practically, it's not viable. I would say to continue the season, it'll put people in harm's way, right?
Is
So-
that fair for like smaller clubs though? Because they rely on ticket sales and things like that.
No,
So
the
you're
thing is,
playing
Yeah,
a
of
match
course.
behind closed doors. And
Right
it's not
now,
really-
you can't really talk about fair and unfair because this affects everyone the same in terms of health, right? If you look at
Yeah.
Yeah, but
financially,
like bigger clubs can
And
shoulder it
all-
better because they have like large scales of investment. Like when you
Yeah,
go on
yeah.
to the bottom half of the table, sure they have
Yeah.
some investment, but a lot of their proportion of income is like ticket sales and things like that. So they don't really get much revenue from like sponsorships and
No,
things like that,
but
or
the
like
thing
sales,
is,
like
like,
shirt sales and things like
the
that.
thing is,
So
like,
when
they're already losing money, and they're operating at a loss at the moment
Yeah.
anyway because they're losing TV rights and like they're
Mhm.
losing, but they're not showing the games anyway, so they're not going to get the money for that. So anyway, they're operating at a loss. Any club at the moment will not
Mhm.
start. So I think it's when is it scheduled for? June 18th or something, right? Or was
June
it-
9th, I think they were looking at,
June
but
9th?
like the Gary
Okay.
Devil tweet said, like no club is putting their name behind it, like nobody's committing to it because they don't
Yeah.
want to be the ones to.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
stuff like that. I don't think it's gonna be confirmed, but then like I think everyone's waiting for like stuff to die down and like
I don't think it's probably
it's not
not
gonna
going
be
to die down because like the health minister UK is not meeting targets. He was supposed to be testing like 100,000
Yeah.
people a day, and I think about 2 days ago they were testing like 29,000 people a day, and they're just not achieving targets. And I don't know if you look at statistics on the internet too, it's just like I don't think the UK has posted a recovery rate yet. They haven't been like updating that. It's just very ambiguous at the moment, and it could just balloon
yeah
right now. So
it's-
I don't think
it's
June 9th is
looking-
very realistic,
No,
especially
exactly.
when you
Yeah.
have so many
Guys.
players coming from like different parts of the country too. They're like, I don't know where each player lives or whatever, but I'm assuming they're in like different places right now. So you don't know what's like the contact spread, etc. So it's kind of hard to police like for 14 days where people are and start a game because you have to, unless you isolate all like 20 teams in like a little bubble somewhere, which is obviously unrealistic.
Well,
Yeah, James, what were you saying? Yeah.
guys, I'm going to ask you all on the hypothetical situation that every league is cancelled. Okay, so I'm going to ask you all whether you think the league will be declared null, like whether like it will just be cancelled, or whether you think it will be awarded to the first team in first. Okay.
Yeah.
And whether you think it should be and what do you think it will happen. Okay, so in terms of the French league, that's already been decided as far as I know. PSG has won the title. Okay,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
and
stupid.
the
Right,
League-
right now, they're like Olympic Lyon and most of the clubs at the bottom are trying to sue the company, and like
No, they should.
Bein Sports are like have problems. They're not paying their TV rights, the money that was actually going to go to for the rest of the season to the actual league. So there's so many complications with
Yeah,
that as
it-
well. So
quite
you
it's
have
very
like these so many things.
so
Yeah.
because it doesn't affect just the winners, it
Exactly,
affects pretty much the lower clubs as well that will get relegated. And when you look on it, it's going to affect the teams that were going to get promoted, the teams that were going to get relegated bit by bit. So
But anyway, it hasn't like in the not Premier League, as in like the English leagues, hasn't like every league below a certain level, I forget what it is, has been suspended anyway and just declared void. Isn't that what's happened already?
no, it's not been declared void. It's
not
everything
been void,
been
it's been
suspended temporarily.
temporary
I
hold.
don't
I'm
think
pretty
it's-
sure, like as in like below a certain level. I think below
No,
a certain level, they pretty much like
below a certain
voided
level-
it.
Below a certain level, yes, but I don't know where that level begins. It begins
Yeah, that's what I'm.
I think
where you
that,
can't afford to take the precautions, and you can't afford to have matches. It's about that level. So in the case of the Premier League, we're going to go one by one. Gulana,
Yeah.
what do you think should happen for the Premier
In
League?
terms of the Premier League, as a United
Unbiased.
fan, I would say make it.
Unbiased.
Yeah, obviously. No, I think you should, regardless, because everyone's saying in terms of next season, for next season, and like because of next season we can't like postpone it. But like to hell with that, right? Because like why don't we finish this season after a good gap? Like maybe
Villa.
even like yeah.
I'm saying
like-
if it's cancelled, not whether it should be cancelled. I'm saying
Okay, yeah, sure enough.
Do you think they should crown whoever's first as first, or
Or just
declare everything
make it null and void.
Okay.
I think Liverpool do deserve to the title, so like they should be crowned. But then like there are obvious complications with who should be promoted and who gets Champions League, because the Champions League has come out and said we won't be putting a draw for next season if there aren't people who have been confirmed as being qualified for the next season. So you have those, and then you have the teams coming from the second league to the top league, who are like that's a huge boost of money to them as well. So they're losing all that money. So yeah, that's the. I don't think a cancellation will be the best.
Do you think it should be null or void? Yes or no?
I think no. Yeah, no, not null and void.
No votes? No. What do you think will happen?
I think
I feel
I
like
think Liverpool
as much as
win.
I want Klopp to get the trophy, there are a lot of complications that come with it. So it'll be a very selfish decision for Liverpool to get it. Because only the French league so far that's awarded the trophy to a team. Once you do award the trophy to a team, like Bruno said, League 2, League 1, League 1 gets about 160 million when they get promoted. So for League 1 won't get that, and for Liverpool to win the trophy seems a little selfish. So as much as I want to say Klopp, as a fan of Klopp, I want him to win it, but I don't think they should.
Somehow, yes or no?
Is there a possibility to have it null and void, but and crown Liverpool champion?
You can't have everything, Shaman.
Other things are no. So in terms of that, yes, like Adil said, looking at all the consequences, it would be better if it's null and void. So that, let's say, if Liverpool are crowned champions, it would affect the Champions League places, the people who are going to get relegated, second League 2, League 3, League 4. You know, everything. It's a trickle down effect, right? So to avoid that complication, it's better to have the season null and void. But at the same time, I understand that from a Liverpool perspective, it's really unfair because they are never going to have a season like this ever, probably, right? So in terms of being unfair, but I would say null and void is the most practical way to go about things without affecting any other aspect of football in terms of League 1, League 2, League 3, and all those things.
Right. Buddy? Null or void? Null and void, or
I mean, I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible.
I'm just saying, for yes or no questions, you guys talk a lot more.
Okay, fine. I would say, as unfair as it is, yeah, null and void because of the potential ramifications.
Okay. So, Miru, what do you think? Null and void?
I don't think it should be null and void. I think it should be awarded title. I mean, no one can catch it. Not even like, not a question anymore. The only problem being the relegation teams and the Champions League cup. But I think the first place, when it comes to the first place, Liverpool are by far the winners already.
But
So, I mean,
each team adopts, as in each league adopts, like, you know, PSG is just like, yeah, okay, you're the winners, but then like Ajax is like denied, like it's voided. So like if each individual like league has its own like strategies, and that like
the Champions League probably won't happen.
Yeah, it's going to be a mess.
If Champions League doesn't happen for one season, then I would say Liverpool winning is fine.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't
So
think
I can still work around that. What I would say is, okay, from an unbiased perspective, I think it's fair for any of the teams who get relegated at this stage. Firstly, relegation, like the battle is still on. Okay, I also don't think it's fair for the teams who are going to get promoted. I think I put Liverpool completely aside because Liverpool, they might win the trophy fine. Like for their history, for everything, it's great. But like it won't financially affect them the way it's going to affect a lot of other clubs. I think for that reason, like it should be made null and void, and the prize, the winning money, like it's not going to go a long way. But like the money for winning, the money for winning second place, like maybe the top three positions, something like that, whatever they pay for, should be spent on supporting like the lower leagues as much as you can to help them. But I don't know how practical that is. I don't know how much
Yeah.
the financial need is for them.
No,
But from a
the
bias
thing
perspective, okay, I am happy. I just want like Liverpool, even if they win the league, this can never be counted as a league win for them, okay? Because whenever they show us this, look, we won the league. I don't know about it.
I wish we had a Liverpool fan.
Remember when
I
just
know it would be so much fun if you had a Liverpool fan.
So,
bro,
The
remember when
Liverpool fans
Gerrard-
on our group are useless. So no point.
bro,
Mew, can you convert? Can you switch?
Yeah, for now.
convert to Liverpool fan, bro. I hate him more than if he was like Atletico Madrid fan.
No, I actually like Liverpool, man. I'm still gonna say.
Yeah, he likes Liverpool, right? Yeah. That's why.
Bro, I don't know about you, but
I mean, see,
I like Klopp.
I feel like Mew has to like the exact opposite of every team I like. Like whatever team I like, he'll hate, and whatever team I hate, he'll like. I feel like that's just the way it is.
Like, bro,
Don't-
one of the few things Khadi and I agree on is you don't like.
Honor justice.
I
So when
think
it comes to the Dutch league, I think the point table in Dutch league, and with Ajax and Alkmaar, the gap is 0 points, 56 points each. So in that sense, I think it makes sense that it's null and void, so because you can't exactly pick a winner out of the two. But when it came to the League One, obviously PSG is leading by like 12 points. So I mean, it's obvious that they are going to end up in the league. But when it comes to
Obvious.
La Liga,
Obvious.
Liga,
Have a good
it's
chance.
not obvious. It's not obvious.
Because my point, when you think of it, this is like the crucial period, right? Where if you're going to choke, you choke in this time and you give up the trophy, okay?
But do you
also
think
like the
PSG would choke?
No,
the Eredivisie, the
I'm saying
Historic.
in the Premier League, okay, for Liverpool, with so much pressure on them, okay, having already choked before, like the biggest legend of their club slipped and lost the league for them, okay.
Yeah, but that was a 5-point gap.
So
It's
much
like
pressure.
3 games. Is it like what 26 points or something, right? It's like 9
Yeah,
games to go. I mean, they need 6 points to win
But
the
even
league.
their last 5 or 6 games are against Crystal Palace, not Watford. Brighton.
They are not
Yeah,
going to
but
choke
who
even
beat
if
them
they
in the end? Like
Yeah.
Watford, like beat them in the end. So
Ismail
that's
Assar
not
beat
better.
them. Watford didn't beat them. It was one player who wrecked them.
Okay. So when you,
and his name goes like Sanas.
okay, when it comes to La Liga, it doesn't have a massive gap, but it's also not 0 points, and it has good decent gap. In that league, what do you think should happen?
Because the gap is like 1 or 2 points, man. Like, you see, if it's not obvious, like, it's 1 or 2 points, it's nothing, dude. Like, one game. See, during the Clasico, after the Clasico, we were leading by 1 point. But then we lost the next game, and then y'all won the next game, and then again 2 points, you're leading. Right? So I don't think that La Liga should be like,
So
I don't think that you should be
Yeah.
the winner based on the current standing in La
I
Liga.
think La Liga should be null and void as well. I really think. I think something that can be done for the Premier League is
La Liga, Bundesliga, for me because you can't exactly pick a real winner there, right? The gap is just too small. But when it comes to Premier League, dude, like Liverpool is like it's around here, while all the other clubs are like
Bro,
below,
it's
like
with
here.
the Premier
So,
League,
like,
it's a lose-lose situation. They're going to try and finish the club. They're going to try and finish the season, no matter what. Like
Yeah.
even if they postpone next year, they're going to try and finish it because
Yeah, I think that's
they'll
the
probably
best
go
option.
for a pre-season loss. They might even cancel Christmas break. Something
Okay,
like
if you try to finish
just
the
to get it
season,
done.
if you try to finish the season, think of this. These players haven't been like, match fit for months now. It's been like 2 months. And then this league is allegedly like, starting on June 9th or whatever. How are they going to get match fit? How are you going to get that?
I mean, I'm sure like they're not
So
like
it's mid-season,
fat.
but it's mid-season.
yeah,
Yeah, but I don't think they will jump right into playing. They're gonna have a grace period of like 1 or 2 weeks.
Also, there's been
Yeah,
this.
but
So they're going
There's
to
been this
start
5.
season.
They're going to start training and they're going to put them in.
Like they said,
Yeah,
isn't like
there's-
August 30? What was like the cutoff date for this season? To it? Like the absolute cutoff date?
That's not cut off.
No, they
I'm
did
not, I
say
think
like,
that was. I think that was
something.
postponed as well. I think that was like made.
The problem is more for the teams in relegation zones
Yeah,
than
yeah,
for
of
the
course.
teams who are clearly winning. Because to relegate them, unless you just crown winners and you don't do relegation and promotion, which is like so unfair for everybody.
But then look at it. Leeds are on top of the table as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
but
what I
it's
meant. Like
right?
coming back on the coming back on the team.
What leads thing happened there?
I think
you're going to have to promote somebody from a lower league and demote somebody from a higher league. If you promote people from the league, okay, like second division to the Premier League, and 3 teams get relegated or whatever from Premier League, okay, then you have to continue. Otherwise, they're going to have to decide a cutoff, like maybe at 3. That's where you stop relegation, and that's where you don't have promotion for League 4. You're going to have a cutoff where the teams can't continue the season, where the teams can't financially continue the season, and that might like impact those clubs so bad. So they might have to do like 3 leagues, promote and relegate.
Yeah, no, there's been talk of like having a 23-team
Yeah.
season next season. So like get everyone on top and have no people being relegated.
But,
But
like,
wasn't it originally like 22 teams like at the beginning?
Okay, but the possibility problem for that is going to be like the extra matches, the extra
The
fixtures,
fixtures.
like how you're going to fit that in,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah, like FA Cup.
Even World Cup is back.
with FA Cup, especially like look what happened with FA Cup this season with Liverpool. Yeah. So now imagine 3 more teams. So
Yeah, exactly. So it's messed up. Yeah.
It's a lot of to
Um,
consider. Like, it's
Yeah,
not,
I think the best option right now would be to wait till everything's stable. If it takes like at least to the end of the year, I think they'll have to wait, keep people in isolation, and then eventually start the season again, and then finish it off. And then if
but
it
what
affects
about
the
like
next
the
season,
2021 season?
those are all
Like how many times?
postponed.
How are you going to keep bleeding into seasons? I mean, the Euros are happening too. You can't.
Yeah,
keep
so
bleeding
everything gets postponed. That's the whole point, right?
like the Euros are postponed to like when June. So like,
Yeah,
if
then
say,
you
when it takes until the end of December, when like
Yeah.
this like the next season is supposed to start like end of August. When
Yeah.
when does the next season start and when does it end? And then what are the repercussions for the other
No,
season?
no,
Yeah.
it'll probably be. Yeah, there's gonna be a ripple effect anyway for anything. Like
So
if it's,
how many years are you going to continue the cycle?
I don't know. We might even like face a future where like the Premier League doesn't start in August. So
I mean, yeah,
that
so
will-
you
like very likely.
why is the Premier League
what we
starting
see, right? So,
January? Like,
Yeah,
and then
I mean the whole point is like because of the summer break and the winter break,
Yeah.
right? So it revolves around that. So what will happen is
around
just-
the
so something might happen. Like we might face a season where
I
players
mean, what we know is
give up the
it
whole
won't be
break.
the same. That's all.
Yeah.
It'll be moving forward. So we have to
What?
accept the fact.
what they could do is they could do like playing with 23 teams and not relegating anyone, and next season they could have like relegation
16
spot.
relegation.
Yeah, that's what I meant. So that's what they're gonna do. Like that's what the
Wow.
other proposal
Oh,
was
that's gonna be
when I
hectic.
meant.
Imagine
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So imagine 6 teams
Imagine-
getting relegated.
You don't 3 teams when they fight for relegation.
Yeah.
At least 2 of the teams, like they don't just go down easily.
So-
they go crazy, right? So
Mm.
anyone who
If
plays
that's
at the end,
the case,
They
for
could
League
have,
One, that'd be 17 teams.
no, so it's like you don't relegate any team, okay? You just promote every winner.
Okay.
And then next season there's a
So then
relegation
you have-
battle for
then
6 teams.
You have extra 3 teams. So the next season you have 6 teams to get relegated. So in that case, imagine having 6 teams, okay? That's 12 fixtures per team, okay? So you get at least a bunch of them towards the end of the season, right? So imagine the title race for the next season. Because you'll be playing
It'll be so hectic.
several fixtures
Oh,
with
it's gonna
relegation
be
certain teams, and they're going to be like, we don't want to fucking go down.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be fucking crazy.
Yeah. They'll probably do playoffs at that point, I think.
wild.
6 teams.
We wanna
Even if they don't do the 23 team league, they might
You're
just
saying
look
the
at playoffs
3 teams from
eventually.
relegation and
Playoffs
5
for like the
teams from
relegation spots or playoffs for the top 3
No,
spots?
I think he means for
Everything.
relegation.
That's good, fair to
Imagine
leave
that's what top 3 for.
I'm saying,
Wow.
yeah.
No.
That's the only fair option,
Dula.
right?
No.
Eventually.
You're saying
Yeah.
relegation, the bottom 3 teams for relegation and the top 3 teams of the league below, they play each other for
No.
playoffs.
Playoffs for the relegation teams and then playoffs for the top 4, 5 or 6, whatever.
But isn't it like usually in like say league the championship, like the top team gets automatic promotion and then below that it's just like playoffs, isn't that
exactly.
how it works?
Yeah.
Just
So that'll
like Liverpool,
happen in Premier League as well. If to decide who gets into the Champions League or like.
okay, so you're saying that Liverpool would win it in this instance and then
Oh, okay, for the top spots. Okay.
Mhm.
Alright.
Yeah. Relegation will that'll also probably be the same, right? Like how the Bundesliga does relegation with the playoffs at the end. But they have a bigger number of teams, I think. Not too sure, but yeah, that's how it goes.
also the Bundesliga started to start on May 9th. How unrealistic is that?
But
Yeah, I think but then,
FC Cologne
Yeah,
test 3
Yeah,
players tested positive. So
yeah.
There are just too many differentials with like this. There are like so many ways you can get infected. You can't live in a bubble if you're going from like your house to like the stadium. You're not like there's only so much you can do. They're like asymptomatic people. Like you never know unless
Yeah.
you keep constantly testing. It's just like there are just a lot of variables that are like kind of hard to.
Miro, are you there?
He's nice.
Yeah,
Miro is gonna bash Cuddy in chat.
yeah.
He just fell asleep and woke up like, yeah.
Yeah, well.
I haven't been like
How much content do we have now? Yeah.
Ceylon Pass. Total football.